Outnumbered overtime. Oh, gee, baby.
Melissa had to go.
Melissa had to scoot. She's going to get ready for her next show.
Well,
You've got a radio
up
show
at
coming
over
up.
20,000. She's got work
Wow,
to do.
I know.
Great.
Now, your radio show, tell me about it.
9 p.m. tonight on Sirius XM Patriot. 125. Join me. We get all the interviews. We cover all the national stories, and I correct the record. This is what I do at the end of the day.
Really?
You've got all
That's
this narrative.
exhausting.
Believe me, I won't be out of a job anytime soon. I correct the record, bring on the experts, talk about the different issues. I have great access that has been built over the years, having Fox News as a part of it. That gives me the platform to help the American people and also to lead the story for the next day.
Can we talk about the American people and where we are? My live chat, by the way, is booting up. We have so many people on it, it's cooking. Judge, where are we legally with where the president is and the press and all of that? Are there some things that he can and cannot do, or is it, we'll have to see?
He can do whatever he wants. He's the president. What are you talking? He can't do.
So, I mean, the argument from the press, we understand that, yeah, he may not call on this one or that one. He may move some seats around.
He can call on whomever he wants.
Right?
He can call you up and say, Harris, do you have a question? Did you see this press conference today? I want to hear it from you. I mean, you know what? This is the breakup of the establishment. That's what's going on here.
And by the way, Obama chose who he called on. Why doesn't Trump get the same leverage, to your point?
Of course he does.
And I noticed something about what Sean's doing, and I've known Sean a long time. He's a good friend. He's given
Sean Spicer?
Sean Spicer, the president.
I thought you meant Sean Hannity.
Yeah, Sean, well, both Johns, but I guess if you think about it. But, you know, what Spicer's doing is he's given the people who didn't always get a chance to get a question in. And that's something else. You have to spread the love around, so to speak, and give everybody a chance. Spicer is one of the best picks in the administration.
I guess my point legally is, because I have seen it trend on the live chat for days now, that, you know, this means that the president is evening the playing field. Will the media be less important? That sort of thing.
Oh, I think that's exactly what's going on. I think the fact that this president continues to tweet and respond to things through social media, he's making, the whole paradigm is changing. What he's doing is, you know, he is essentially eliminating them. He is draining their swamp.
Well, he's also I'm looking at his Twitter right now, and look at this, Megan. He was at 18.8 million before the inauguration. He's at 21.9 million
now. Because now people want to get their news from that.
He can reach more people in America with a tweet, and then that gets retweeted, and the exponential effect. Then he can go on a major network.
Megan?
Yeah, I mean, there's the liberating aspect of Donald Trump's presidency for me is the exposure of all the hypocrisy with the hierarchy within the media. Why do people that write Game Change only get the closest access to the principal candidate versus other journalists who are just as good, just as respected, maybe work for more conservative organizations? So I like that there's sort of this atomic blast at the hierarchy and structure, if you will, and I think that a lot of journalists have gotten away with a lot in the Obama years, and we've all seen it. We all work in the media. Different kinds of levels of access who he will do interviews with. And I like that there's finally a change. And it's interesting that it's coming at the same time when there's such a unique distrust of the media, which I know both of you see in your jobs. And the American public has sort of been illuminated to the things that all of us in the media have seen for a long time.
Trouble 2K says children, and we were talking about the request and announcement that the White House children be treated just like every other White House children.
You have the status story.
Trouble 2K says children are absolutely no. First Lady is fair game. Your thoughts?
It's terrible. I mean, I think we're all in agreement. It's so, I don't understand. I actually disagree with you, Harris. I do think there's a different level and a different tone being directed at the Trump children than there were at the Obama children. I remember a woman being fired, I believe, from her job for criticizing the outfits that Malia and Sasha wore to, I believe, the Thanksgiving turkey pardoning. And she was fired immediately with a huge social media backlash. This SNL writer that made these horrific comments, she's just suspended. She's not fired. She's
indefinitely.
Suspended.
There's no accountability.
But I hear you.
Time off.
I hear you.
They made a joke on one of the SNL's social media pages saying, take that time off to write good jokes. So she's not gone.
Wow.
But
I thought it meant that she was fired.
Look, we don't elect a first lady. We elect a president. And there are duties of the first lady that comes with the job. But she's still off limits. I don't care what party it is. The first lady, unless she steps into a political world, And that's fair critique for going out on policy.
Melly
It's off
Grant
limits.
on Scandal. When Melly Grant stepped into the political world, she deserved it. You don't watch Scandal.
I don't watch Scandal either.
But go back to the Reagan years and look at, you had Ron, Maureen, and Michael, all right, in the White House, the children.
Yeah.
You had Nancy. Nancy had her issues, and she was critiqued where she stepped into policy, not always fairly.
Okay, but
when she wasn't, she was left alone. It was a different time in the media.
That's the difference between what Meghan is saying. And Meghan, I get you on your point. That it's one thing to critique what she's doing. It's a whole other thing to critique everything else.
Right.
And
I mean, she wears a dress, they critique it.
There are a lot of comments that I cannot read about Chelsea Handler on the live chat right now.
I cut my hair. I had a dress. The skirt's too short. I mean, it comes with the territory.
I heard you showed up in jeans once in a while, too.
You know what?
No, I don't think I did.
You know, a bright day for me. I was walking out of the headquarters here at Fox. This was probably maybe 4 or 5 years. I think I had just started doing the weekends, and I knew that weekends were going to be a good time because I saw this judge walk outside. She had on jeans and leather and got on the back of a hog.
You did not.
And I said, where am I? Sign me up. Saturday and Sunday, I am with this woman.
I have to tell you, the very first time I met the judge in person, I obviously was such a huge fan, just from your work on Fox, but also from the Jinx, because you're such a pop culture icon as well. And the first time I met you, I was like, finally, a woman that swears more than I do in the green room. Finally, I found her.
You know what? For all the years I've been doing this, never on TV.
Me either.
No,
I've never done it on air either.
You're a lady.
Yes,
No. But we're both kind of brassy broads, too.
Yeah,
Well, but you can
face.
still be a lady.
I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from Elmira. I work in dairy.
MKEJ says, regarding the Supreme Court nominees, John Cass has a great opinion piece in the Chicago Tribune today as to why the Democrats should encourage a Supreme Court nominee that is Scalia-like. I have not read that piece, but I thought I'd get it in there.
Well, a strict constructionist, someone who abides the Constitution. I don't need a Supreme Court judge who agrees with everything I believe in. I need one that believes in the Constitution, the laws as they're written, the structure and the process. I've said it publicly. One of my picks, Judge Napolitano.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the most straightforward jurists. He believes in the strict construction, and we have a system where if the law is flawed, we can amend the law. I mean, we have a structure in this country, and by the way, we said it was in the show earlier about having a judge with a record. I'm sick of these judges where they try to whitewash their backgrounds. The decision shows that the judge is able to work their way through a case. So I want judges with a record.
I like that. Okay, now
I like
from the live
Judge
chat.
Napolitano
Now I'm just going to kind of take these as they come. All right. So all over top of us. Patrice PP writes, the First Lady will be the most photographed woman since Princess Diana because of her it factor. That is the reason why she is such a threat to mess like Chelsea Chandler.
Absolutely
I think it's Chelsea Handler.
Conservative women always threaten.
It says Chandler.
Conservative women always threaten liberal women for a whole host of reasons. It's as old as conservative women existing, and Melania Trump, for whatever reason, is really hitting a nerve with people like Chelsea Handler, and I like it. I like that they're so nervous and uncomfortable. There should be different icons, different kinds of women in the White House, and she's probably going to be a more traditional First Lady, and I certainly don't have a problem with that.
People are very threatened by attractive, beautiful, conservative women. And when she's attractive, beautiful, conservative, and has power, and is married to the most powerful man in the world, it is the most, what does it do to them? It humiliates them in their mind. They're not proud of her. They're the ones in that pail who are pushing her down.
I want to do a shout out here to Michael Reagan. He sent this text in while we were on. Liberals only support their immigrants, not ours.
Right. And
Mic drop. Says it. Way to go. Way to go, Michael.
One of my friends who said to me, isn't it interesting that would Chelsea, I can't say what she called her, have said that about Melania if she had a Hispanic accent?
Oh, man. Another mic drop.
My tweets.
I know. I think people are in sync. But you know what? There's a truth in that, Harris, in that, you know,
well, it's what your friend just said.
Right. I mean, their agenda is their agenda, irrespective of the facts.
Yeah.
They're really living with alternative facts.
Fed Up in Lakewood says Dow over 20,000. Some psychological effects to that, I would think.
Wow.
We'll be covering the news as it happens all day long. I'm going to hang out with these guys because they are so cool.
Thank you.
Bye.